What if I told you that's the greatest illusion you've ever believed, that transformation requires monumental effort, years of struggle, and extraordinary circumstances? What if it's simpler than you think? What if the secret to unlocking your divine blueprint isn't found in some distant monastery or expensive retreat, but in the space between your thoughts, accessible through small, focused daily practices? What if I told you that this is not a usual morning time meditational practice in which you sit like a stone statue trying to empty your mind? That's like asking the ocean to stop having waves. Instead, in just a small, focused time each day, you could tap into an incredible, dormant power within you. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about unlocking your inherent, God-given potential through a simple, consistent practice. Imagine the transformation you could experience just by dedicating a brief moment each day to micro habits that create macro results. My friends, we live in a universe where a single photon of light can behave as both particle and wave simultaneously, where quantum entanglement connects distant galaxies in ways that baffle even Einstein. You see, the cosmos doesn't operate on grand gestures. A black hole isn't formed by one massive collapse, but by countless particles surrendering to an irresistible force, one moment at a time. The mighty oak doesn't become magnificent overnight, but through thousands of days of consistent growth, ring by ring, cell by cell. Your potential works exactly the same way through micro habits that compound into extraordinary results. This isn't about grand gestures that exhaust your willpower like a dying star. This is about micro commitments with macro results, like how a butterfly's wings in Brazil can theoretically trigger a tornado in Texas. The universe operates on the principle of compound interest, my friends. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world, and your consciousness is no exception to this cosmic law. The secret isn't finding more time in your already packed schedule, juggling commitments like a cosmic circus performer. The secret is maximizing the time you already have through focused micro habits, like how a prism doesn't create light, but reveals the spectacular rainbow that was always there, hidden within the seemingly ordinary white beam. Now, you might wonder why small, focused sessions instead of marathon efforts. Let me share with you what neuroscience and ancient wisdom both confirm. Your brain is like a river carving through rock. Consistency trumps intensity for lasting change and new neural pathways every single time. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research shows us that when we repeatedly engage in focused micro practices, we literally rewire our brains, creating new synaptic shorters. Focused sessions bypass the overwhelm that shuts down your prefrontal cortex faster than a power grid failure. When we commit to practices longer than our current capacity, our primitive brain interprets this as a threat, flooding our system with stress hormones that actually block the very neuroplasticity we're trying to achieve. It's like trying to download universal wisdom on a dial-up connection when we have high-speed consciousness available. And here's something that would make the Tibetan Lama smile knowingly. This isn't about being religious or following any particular dogma. This is about connecting to your inherent inner wisdom through focused micro habits, the same intelligence that orchestrates 70 trillion cells in your body without you having to consciously think about it. The same intelligence that keeps planets in perfect orbit and seasons changing with mathematical precision. Now, let me share with you documented transformations from America's most successful individuals, stories that would make even the most hardened skeptic pause and wonder. These aren't fairy tales or marketing testimonials. These are real examples from autobiographies and interviews of what happens when extraordinary people commit to simple daily micro habits. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, the world's most valuable company, maintains a disciplined daily routine that begins at 4:00 a.m. with focused micro habits. His days start early with regular meditation, a structured workout, and a contemplative 5-mile walk to work. The early morning is his favorite time because he can kind of block out the world and focus on a few critical things and just be silent for a while. This isn't about grinding harder. It's about creating sacred space through focused micro practices that serve him throughout his 18-hour days leading a $1 trillion company. What's remarkable about Cook's approach is how he uses these quiet morning micro habits as a form of moving meditation. His walk isn't just exercise, it's contemplative practice that prepares his mind for the complex decisions he'll face. This consistent routine of small, focused actions has helped him navigate Apple through its most successful period in history. Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers, designed what he called his moral perfection project, dedicating focused time each day to developing 13 virtues through systematic micro-practices. Every morning, he would spend time in reflection and planning, asking himself, "What good shall I do this day?" Every evening, he would review his progress in what took mere minutes but created massive results over time. Franklin understood something profound. Transformation happens not through grand gestures, but through consistent, focused micro-habits aimed at becoming who you want to be. His autobiography reveals that these daily practices were the foundation of every achievement, from his scientific discoveries to his role in creating a new nation. Ray Dalio, a founder of Bridgewater Associates, the world's largest hedge fund, credits his success to transcendental meditation micro sessions practiced for over 40 years. In his autobiography, Principles, Dalio describes his focused meditation practice as giving him a competitive advantage in making clear-headed decisions under pressure. When you're managing billions of dollars and making decisions that affect global markets, the clarity from these micro habits isn't just helpful, it's essential. Dalio's meditation micro practice allowed him to develop what he calls radical transparency in his thinking, the ability to see situations clearly without emotional distortion. This capacity for objective observation, developed through small daily sessions, became the foundation of his investment philosophy and the culture he created at Bridgewater. So Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, takes a different but equally intentional approach to his morning micro habits. Rising early, he prioritizes focused time for himself, allowing for mental clarity before the demands of his schedule begin. He wakes around 6:30 a.m. and refuses to schedule meetings before 10 a.m., protecting his morning hours for what he calls puttering, reading newspapers, having coffee, and breakfast with his families. This seemingly relaxed approach is actually a sophisticated understanding of how the mind works best through focused micro habits. By avoiding reactive mode immediately upon waking, Bezos maintains what neuroscientists call diffuse attention, a state optimal for creative problem solving and strategic thinking. These protected morning micro practices helped him envision and build one of the world's most valuable companies. Warren Buffett, one of history's greatest investors, maintains perhaps the most deceptively simple micro habit routine of all. He spends focused hours each day reading newspapers, annual reports, business journals, treating this quiet study as his primary professional practice. Buffett estimates he spends 80% of his day in focused reading and thinking sessions, approaching investment decisions with the contemplative focus of a monk studying sacred texts. What's extraordinary about Buffett's approach is how he's transformed the typically reactive, high-stress world of investing into a practice of patient observation and reflection through consistent micro-habits. His daily routine of focused reading and quiet contemplation has generated compound returns not just financially, but in wisdom and clarity that have made him one of the most respected thinkers in business. These transformations didn't happen because these individuals were born special or gifted. They happened because they understood what Wayne Dyer taught us: you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. By consistently dedicating focused time daily to micro habits that develop their highest selves, they literally rewrote their life stories at the quantum level. Let me give you your detailed micro habits blueprint, practical techniques that work, whether you're a skeptical scientist or a devoted mystic. This is where the rubber meets the cosmic road, where theory becomes transformation through small, focused actions. This isn't the kind of meditation where you sit like a stone statue trying to empty your mind. That's like asking the ocean to stop having waves. Instead, we're going to still your mind like a mountain lake at dawn through focused micro sessions allowing you to tune into intuition and find inner peace amidst the chaos of modern life. Here's your detailed practice. Settle into your sacred space, whether that's a meditation cushion, your favorite chair, or even a quiet corner of your office. The location matters less than the consistency of showing up. Close your eyes and begin to breathe naturally without forcing or controlling your breath. Start with what I call the quantum breath technique. Focus on your breath as the miraculous bridge between your conscious and unconscious mind. As you inhale for a count of 4, imagine drawing in universal life force energy, the same energy that powers stars and grows flowers. Hold this breath for 4 counts, allowing this cosmic energy to saturate every cell of your being. As you exhale for 4 counts, release any limitations, any beliefs that no longer serve your highest good, any tension or stress accumulated from your day. Hold empty for 4 counts, resting in the space of infinite possibility that exists between thoughts. This is called box breathing, and it immediately activates your parasympathetic nervous system. Now, instead of fighting your thoughts like a warrior battling enemies, imagine them as clouds passing through the vast sky of your awareness. You are not the clouds of thought. You are the infinite sky itself. When you notice your mind has wandered, and it will, even for seasoned practitioners, simply acknowledge this with loving kindness and gently return your attention to your breath. Spend 7 to 10 minutes in this state of open awareness. Don't worry about achieving perfect silence. Even Tibetan monks deal with mental chatter. The practice isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about noticing when you've identified with them and gently returning to center, like a loving parent guiding a child back to safety. As you conclude your meditation micro session, place your hands on your heart and repeat silently, I am grateful for this moment of connection to my highest self. I am open to receiving guidance and wisdom throughout my day. I trust the process of my unfolding. These aren't just words, they're frequencies that align your electromagnetic field with states of receptivity and possibility. This isn't your typical Dear Diary approach. This is consciousness archaeology through focused micro writing sessions, digging deep to capture insights, release limiting beliefs, and manifest your deepest desires through the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Take 5 to 8 minutes and approach this as a sacred dialogue with your deepest wisdom. Use a dedicated journal, something that feels special, not just random scraps of paper. The act of writing by hand creates neural pathways that typing cannot replicate. Begin each session with these power questions, but don't just think about them. Write your responses without censoring or editing. What wants to emerge through me today? What old story or limiting belief am I ready to release? What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? How can I serve something greater than myself today? Write continuously without stopping your pen, letting your deepest wisdom flow like a river, finding its natural course. Don't worry about grammar, spelling, or making sense to anyone else. This is a conversation with your soul, and souls don't speak in perfect prose. Here's the neuroplasticity magic. When you write by hand, you activate the reticular activating system, that part of your brain that filters information and helps you notice opportunities aligned with your intentions. You're literally programming your subconscious to seek evidence of your emerging potential. End each journaling micro session by writing 3 specific things you're grateful for and 1 action step you'll take today to move toward your highest vision. This isn't positive thinking, it's quantum programming. You're encoding new possibilities into the field of infinite potential that surrounds and interpenetrates all existence. Your body isn't just a meat suit carrying around your consciousness. It's a sophisticated antenna for universal intelligence, containing more wisdom than the most advanced supercomputer. Through focused movement micro practices, we're going to connect body, mind, and spirit in ways that integrate and amplify everything from your meditation and journaling. Spend 8 to 12 minutes in gentle, intentional movement. But here's the key: move with the specific intention of integrating the insights from your meditation and journaling. This isn't exercise for fitness, it's movement as prayer in motion, a celebration of the life force flowing through you. Begin with conscious stretching. As you stretch your arms toward the sky, imagine reaching into the quantum field of infinite possibilities, drawing down inspiration and guidance. As you fold forward, visualize releasing everything that no longer serves you, letting it flow into the earth for composting and transformation. Try what I call cosmic walking. Whether indoors or outdoors, walk with the awareness that each step connects you more deeply to the Earth's electromagnetic field, while opening your crown chakra to cosmic consciousness. Feel the miracle of your existence with each step. Your heart beats approximately 100,000 times per day without your conscious control. Your lungs process over 25,000 breaths daily. You are literally a walking, breathing miracle. As you move, practice integration breathing. With each inhale, draw the insights from your meditation and journaling deeper into your cellular memory. With each exhale, radiate this elevated energy outward, contributing to the collective field of human consciousness. End your movement micro session by standing in what yoga calls mountain pose. Feet planted firmly on the earth, spine reaching toward the heavens, arms at your sides. Feel yourself as a lightning rod of consciousness, grounded in practical reality yet open to infinite possibility. This isn't just stretching, this is embodied enlightenment. Once you've established consistency with these three pillars, you can begin incorporating advanced techniques that accelerate your transformation exponentially. Try quantum visioning during your meditation micro sessions. After settling into your breath rhythm, visualize your ideal day from the perspective of your highest self. See yourself moving through your day with grace, wisdom, and purpose. Feel the emotions of already being this person. Neuroscience shows that your brain can't distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. You're literally rehearsing your transformation at the cellular level. Experiment with energy tracking in your journal. Rate your energy level from 1 to 10 before and after each micro practice session. Notice patterns over time. This isn't just self-monitoring. You're becoming conscious of your energetic signature and learning to consistently access higher frequencies. Practice mindful transitions throughout your day. Between meetings, before meals, when entering your home, take 30 seconds to return to the centered state you cultivated during your morning micro practices. These micro moments of mindfulness compound exponentially, keeping you aligned with your highest potential throughout the day. The key to success isn't perfection, it's consistency and personalization. Start with just one micro practice for the first week. I recommend beginning with the focused breathing technique because it's the most foundational and can be done anywhere, anytime. Track your practice simply, a check mark on a calendar is sufficient. Don't overcomplicate this with elaborate tracking systems that become barriers to practice. Remember, we're creating micro habits, not micromanagement systems. Prepare for resistance. Your current identity will try to pull you back to familiar patterns. This isn't weakness, it's neurology. Your brain is wired to maintain homeostasis, to keep you the same for survival purposes. When resistance arises, meet it with curiosity rather than frustration. Ask yourself, what is this resistance trying to protect me from? Often, the very thing your resistance fears is exactly what you need to embrace for your next level of growth. Here's the beautiful paradox that would make both Einstein and the Buddha not in agreement. By spending small amounts of focused time going within through micro habits, so you become exponentially more effective in the external world. You're like a smartphone that's fully charged versus one running on 5% battery. Same device, dramatically different performance capabilities. But here's where it gets cosmically interesting, where the universal joke reveals its punchline. The universe has been waiting for you to remember who you really are through these simple practices. Every challenge you've faced, every setback you've experienced, every moment of doubt has been perfectly orchestrated to bring you to this exact moment of readiness to embrace micro habits that create macro transformation. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Your DNA contains information that's over 3 billion years old. Your atoms were forged in the cores of ancient stars. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the carbon in your DNA, all of it was cooked in stellar furnaces billions of years ago. You are literally made of stardust that achieved consciousness, and consciousness is ready to be activated through focused micro practices. This is why small, focused approaches are so powerful. You're not building something new, you're removing the barriers to what already exists through consistent micro habits. You're like Michelangelo approaching a block of marble, not trying to force David into existence, but simply removing everything that isn't David, one small chip at a time. Your potential isn't something you need to acquire, it's something you need to uncover through daily micro practices. Your transformation begins this moment. Your potential is unlimited. Your time is now. The universe is ready when you are, waiting to respond to the consistent signal you send through your daily micro habits. Take those focused moments each day. Change your inner world through micro practices. Watch your outer world transform in response. Awaken to who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and limitation, revealed not through dramatic breakthroughs, but through the compound miracle of small, consistent actions aligned with your highest nature. The cosmic joke is that you've been seeking everywhere else what was always available right here, right now, in the space between your thoughts, in the silence between your heartbeats, in the infinite field of pure awareness that is your true nature, accessible through the simple, profound practice of focused micro habits. Start today, start small, start consistently. The universe is conspiring to support your awakening, but it requires your conscious participation through daily micro practices that compound into macro miracles. Your God-given potential isn't a metaphor, it's a measurable, demonstrable reality waiting to be activated through the simple but profound practice of daily micro habits aligned with your highest nature. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome to your transformation. Welcome to the life you came here to live, revealed one focused moment, one micro habit, one day at a time.